Welcome, Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights. Another box battle. I'm calling it semifinals because there's 4 boxes from Upper Deck, all hockey, and we're down to 4 teams left in hockey and 4 teams left in basketball as I'm preparing this. Only one team's going to win, but just getting to the conference finals is a big deal. We'll see if that matters with this hockey box battle. Again, thanks Upper Deck, thanks Topps and Panini. Also for being sponsors, Heritage Auctions, Hugs the Scott Auctions, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, Compsy.com, and Beckett Media, Beckett Grading, Beckett Authentications. The good news is 3 of the 4 are nominally 23, 24 boxes. So Upper Deck is, as expected, catching up with actual appropriate dating of products for the year that we're in. This is May of 24. Actually, I always like it. The lower end products usually come out at the beginning of the season and the premium products come toward the end. But we've gotten behind where all that's changed up. And one is actually still a 2022. I've said it's not a mistake. They're considering these things. It may have to do with royalties or minimums or sub-brand traditions that they want to keep the continuity and they don't want to miss a year. I don't know what it would be, but I don't believe it's capricious. I believe there are business reasons for doing that. First thing I noticed, I've never noticed this in all my experience. I have now opened up some different boxes from different sources, and I'm realized that not all of the plastic wrap is the same exact thickness. Some of it's thinner and some of it's more rubbery or more difficult to get off if you slit it, but they're just different strengths. I never thought that. I was opening one. I thought that just slid off. And then the other one was, I don't know, is it if they're smaller, they don't need to be, or if they're less expensive? Not really sure. But I never thought there was more than one of this custom plastic wrap because it's surely all done by a machine. And they're just rolls of this plastic stuff, I thought. At any rate, the first one was 23-24 Trilogy. I've gotten those before. Again, Trilogy try is 3 players on the front. I'm a big fan of combo cards that are meaningful. And I don't mean 2/3 meaningful. If you have 3 guys on a card, they need to really be strongly connected. It can't be 2 stars and a dud. To me, that's a negative. But 3 big stars, I just think that could be a coming thing. I've thought about creating a card wall just for combo cards that are cool and interesting. They're just one-offs in many cases. But to have an older guy and a younger guy or 2 teammates or like the old league leader cards, anything that's cohesive and makes sense, I think that's cool. Anyway, Trilogy, 3 players on the front, 2 hits per box, 5 numbered cards per box, 6 packs of 4, so you're only going to get 24 cards. They do note time-sensitive redemptions on the front of the box, and I really think that's problematic. With Fanatics announcing they're going to extend out for 10 years, I think Upper Deck and Panini will also feel the pressure to reconsider that. Hopefully less than 10%, but some number of people like to put cases or boxes back, and if the redemptions can expire, then, like I said, I don't want everybody to do that for historical reasons. If there were a few boxes put back, I have no problem with that. There's also the no purchase necessary option on the box on the back. That just says if you send in a postcard or you submit your name through the internet, there's different ways they've done that over the years. You just wait and you're probably not going to get anything good, but it's there for legal reasons. The other fine print on Trilogy was packs may contain cards from previous Upper Deck products. And I thought, that's interesting. That's not a negative to me because I like older cards. It's come out at $160 a box, been out since mid-May. Seems like a reasonable product. I'm hopeful that's going to be good. I'm probably ranking that number 1 in potential when I think about it, maybe because it's more cards. The second product is the 23-24 Upper Deck Black Diamond. I have good memories of Black Diamond as a brand over the years, not just in hockey, but in the other brands that Upper Deck took. So I'm favorably impressed to consider that. But when you look at the hobby box, there's no players on the box. There's no promises on the box of what you're going to get. So just going by the brand identity, this is Black Diamond, you're going to like it. It's just 1 pack of 6 cards, and they're nice and thick. You expect it to be a somewhat premium brand. $4.50 a box, which sounds like a lot for 6 cards, but we will see. And it was released in mid-April. Okay, the 22 Ultimate Collection hobby box for hockey. The previous year, there's 4 cards in the box. Again, no players on the box, collateral materials, no promises of what you're going to get. And I promise you there's no Bedard. There's no Connor Bedard and no other 23, 24 rookies because it's a 22, 23 product. That'd be not appropriate if they put Connor Bedard in there because he's not, again, that's another reason why they might be numbering these. That came out early in May. There's any number of reasons why that could be. It's not a mistake. I've seen 140 a box. So it's the cheapest of the four. And I want to make a distinction here in my neighborhood growing up, and this may be true again now, is that what got no respect is last year's cards. In fact, last year's cards were almost valueless the next spring when the new cards came out. Now, the previous years beyond the last year, 5 years ago cards when I was a kid, that looked cool. Of course, we were 11, so we're seeing something really old. But last year's cards, been there and done that. And so I don't know if Ultimate Collection is going to be victimized by that. If it's last year's cards, you know what rookies or what the configurations could be. Players have changed teams, all that. And then finally, the 23-24 SP Game Used. Very familiar with that brand. Matthew Tkachuk is on the box in an all-star jersey, so it has a very all-star memorabilia theme. I'm thinking I might like that. 6 cards per box, and they promise 4 hits per box. So again, with Game Used being the title, I'm guessing it's maybe 1 autograph and 3 Game Used with some substantial Game Used things. $265 a box, been out since early April. So that's been out the longest. So for 1 Black Diamond, I could get almost 2 SP Game Used, almost 3 trilogies, and slightly more than 3 ultimates. And so when I think about, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to tell you what I think before I look at the cards. I'm thinking I might like trilogy the best because it's more cards. I'm hoping that Black Diamond is going to be good. So I'm hoping that's second place. And then I'm thinking that ultimate, since it's the previous year, maybe that's going to be a good deal. And then Game Used I have last just because I haven't been doing very well with memorabilia cards lately. So I don't think I'm excited about that. And so that's like a ranked choice voting, which is what some of the politicos are talking about. It's not just vote for your candidate, but if there's 4 candidates, you rank them and then they look at the rankings. And so if somebody is slightly preferred or greatly preferred, it supposedly gives a fairer result. So we'll see. I will come back in a minute after opening the cards and letting you know what I found. Okay, I'm back. I've opened up the packs. It's actually 3 of the boxes just had 1 pack. And then the trilogy had 6 packs of 4. I've opened them and I'm shocked in that my thought before I opened, it's almost completely upside down after I opened. So what it shows to me is that I learn 2 different ways, and I would encourage you to learn this way, either participating in breaks or breaking yourself, opening product. That's one way to learn. But the other way I learn, which a few people do, is looking in the dollar boxes. If you see it in the dollar boxes or quarter boxes or $2 boxes, whatever, when you see a bunch of something, then you get some understanding of, obviously, if it's in a dollar box, then somebody's willing to sell for $1. If it's in a quarter box, somebody's willing to sell for a quarter. So how good could it be? And when you're talking about 140 up to 450 for a box and not that many cards, where the average card is priced at 30 or 40 or $50, if something goes in the dollar box, it's not a good thing. But around here, we don't see a lot of hockey dollar boxes. I don't go to Toronto anymore. I really would be excited to do that there, but I don't think I want to go to Toronto just to look at dollar boxes. There's some hockey at the National. Okay, so here's what I got. Completely upside down. First place was the SP Game Used. And the reason is I got a Jason Robertson numbered to, looks like 35 here, a dual all-star skills. That guy's come on strong. I'm hoping the Stars will go all the way this year. No guarantees, but that I think is going to go on my wall. He's really emerged. The other thing I liked about the SP is because I thought it was just going to be a bunch of Game Used. I got 3 Game Used and I got 2 autographs. And then I got a numbered cards. To me, for sure, SP Game Used is number 1 of these 4. Okay. Number 2, surprising, again, Ultimate Collection. even though it was last year. I'm thinking if I'm not a rookie chaser, in fact, I have a guy that brings me a box of cards every show. It's like inserts and parallels and things like that, stuff that he takes out all the rookies because I don't want the rookies. I don't want to play the rookie game. For regular players, for my player lots, these are some inserts and some parallels for those guys. And so I'm used to that. And so whether that's the year before or in the last few years, not a big deal. So Ultimate Collection, I was shocked. There's 2 autographs. So out of the 4 cards, I have 1 base card and 2 autographs and then a game used. And that was the cheapest product of the 4. So that I would definitely put that in second place. Third place, and I think there's a gap between 2 and 3. Third place with the Trilogy, I had a decoy in every pack and only got 23 cards instead of 24. Now, I'm not crushed that I don't think anybody I got 23 cards. That's okay. But the 6 decoys, I never thought about the buyer psychology. You get frustrated. You see this thick card, you pull it out, and in each pack I had a decoy. Now that makes the packs be uniform and gives hope, but it's hope that is dashed. I got some decent cards. It's in third place. I got 1 autograph and a game used, and I got what was advertised in the 5 numbered cards of the box. In fact, the 23 cards I got, if you didn't get 1 base card, nobody's going to lose sleep over that. Got what was intended, no problem. Lastly, now, I really had high hopes for the Black Diamond. They're beautiful cards. It's not that. But now when I think about it for my future purchases, these are the kind of cards that if I saw them in the dollar box, I'd jump all over them. It's not that. They're substantial. But the problem I have is that they're extra thick. That's a problem for me in the way I store the cards. It's not a problem when I get them graded, but if I'm not getting them graded, I've got to get the special penny sleeves or the vintage size penny sleeves or the thicker penny sleeves or the thicker top loaders. So if I'm going to go back into the marketplace and get something, I'd be more inclined to get another SP, a game used, or the Ultimate Collection. Black Diamond, I'm sorry, nothing about the beauty of the cards. In fact, ComC, I think, has a surcharge for cards that are extra thick. And that's not hidden in their fine print, but I don't know what the exact number of points it has to be in thickness because they have a special storage stuff that they have to do to protect the cards when they have them. Black Diamond, in the past, that was a good brand for me. Maybe not this year. Great job, Upper Deck. You fooled me in terms of the way the brands broke, but I wasn't fooled in a bad way. I'm smiling all the way to BGS when I turn in my next submission to get that Jason Robertson dual patch up on my wall. In fact, I haven't done the R's yet. If you've been to my YouTube channel, I'm just finishing the M's. I'll be at the R's in months, so maybe I'll have the Jason Robertson. Thanks, everybody, and thanks, Upper Deck. I'll be back again with another episode soon.
The man in the house of cards. The man in the house of cards. The man in the house of cards is